line is getting smaller, but his pockets are getting fatter, Fran. Very fat, signing a two-way deal.
He was at Carmine's last night.
Okay.
Let the record show that he was at Carmine's last night. But super job by Luka Garza, National Player of the Year, all-time leading scorer at Iowa, and fun to watch him compete against another Big Ten center today, by the way, in John Teske.
Both teams coming into this game with records of 2-2. Luka Garza coming off his best game of Summer League so far and putting up 20 points and 14 rebounds.
Oh, man, he looks like a South
Beach. Like some of my friends got held back in the third grade.
He looks like a guy you hang out with in South Beach, man. Yeah. Let's take a look at Luka Garza right here. Watch Saban Lee. Nice ball screen to the rim. Little hesitation. Oh, terrific bounce pass. That's where you create confusion on the part of
Saban Lee's going to bring it up court for Orlando. And, Saban Lee, one of their guys that signed a contract recently, kicks it out to the corner. Garza.
Well, the season was over. Get into the gym with the player development guys and then utilize it here.
McCall with the reverse. 10, no good. Rebounded by the Pistons. And Lee up court. Lee said he got a nice visit in with his former collegiate coach, Jerry Stackhouse, who's here. And Garza drills the three ball. Boy, Detroit racing out of the gates. No Cade Cunningham.
But he's getting better. And then how about this guy? Bucket getter from everywhere on the court.
Prior to that, and you can see him improve game to game here in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
getting a lot of reps.
I always say, Mark, that a guy on the world, and at 29, he's very, very savvy and a great shooter. I don't know if he can make this roster, Mark, but they need shooting.
He's talked about the fact this is the first time in several years.
He's gotten a lot of minutes.
Big body in the paint for them. Here's Garza, top of the key. Got it. He's like 2 for 2. Garza prior to the game tonight, and I said congratulations on signing your two-way contract. Tell me, what's the first thing you're going to buy with that dough as he cashes in?
Let's take a look at Luka Garza. We watched him in college at Iowa. He was prolific, Mark. Got better every year. A dominant college player. Watch this great two-man game. You know how much I love Jamarco Pickett from Georgetown. He also may be a part of this team going forward. But father played at Idaho State. Mom's family in Bosnia, great lineage. His grandfather was a great soccer goal.
Grab it from outside, no good, and rebounded by Garza. Garza.
That's a big fella right there. 7 feet tall, 270 pounds out of Denmark.
Garza from deep, this one off the mark. And back come the Magic. Under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Both these teams playing their final game of the Las Vegas Summer League. Stare down mid-range, no good, and Garza clears. That's his 4th rebound in the game for the Pistons.
For Taj Edey, but just they're out here wearing an NBA uniform.
Great story, and guys get a chance to live out their dreams and then see where their dreams take them. Doesn't have to be one of the 30 NBA cities. Garza from downtown, a little bit strong. And back to the coaching and the work that he's put in.
And you know what I love what Jamal said, Mark, and I've heard this from so many of my NBA friends, how much he said he learned from Luka.
Right.
Because you learn from the great players too. No question he's had an impact on Luka's success. And anybody who loves NBA basketball or basketball in general, get to an NBA game an hour and a half early and watch those.
Tuck goes inside. Garza. Little ISO on the block.
Well, I watched Davion
in the Miami Pro League, a pro-am they have, with a lot of European pros. Garza fouled several weeks ago. Flair.
Yeah.
And every time he would get a bucket, the guy on the microphone would go, woo! So he would.
He's 29, 10 years ago.
Wow.
And not knowing that he would, be in this position, he was
NBA trainer Ronnie Taylor doing a nice job.
Well, he's South Beach all the way, man.
Oh,
I mean, come on.
Hey, that's the guy I walk with to get behind that red velvet rope.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of that, his wife in Russia, a singer, as you know.
Yeah. 5 million followers on the gram. Garza getting some followers with that type of heading up. the organization as the GM of the Pistons. He actually has a son that played AAU basketball with Garza, so he had great intel on Luka going into the draft. Lee losing the handle, shot clock down to 3. He had to hoist one with the clock. Wine stretched the floor really well. Brasdikas, good defense by Pickett, got piece of that. Lee with the catches it out top. They tried to hit Tharp on the lob. Instead, it's going to be Garza with 1 second. Has to force one up. And well defended by the Magic. That's going to be
man game working. What's the chemistry like out there, and why has it led to your success?
I don't know. It really started the first day of touchdown to Detroit. Me and Saban were on the same team in practice, and I think we have a really good connection. We know each other's games. Just sometimes you have that when you play with somebody for the first time, and you could see it click. And so I'm excited. He's a really good player. We got a bunch of guys out there that I feel like I'm connecting well with. So I'm excited. My teammates have been doing a great job. All have defended. Only gave up 36 points, and we're getting stopped. So I'm glad about that.
You got an 8-point lead. How do you try to finish this one off?
Continue to get stops, move the ball around. We had a stretch where we didn't move it as well as we should have, and then that's what let them kind of creep back in here. But we're going to continue to defend, get stops, and move the ball.
Luka, good luck.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Guys, back to you.
Hey, George, friend, he is already my first team All-Summer League, All-Interview team. Fantastic work by Luka Garza on the microphone and on the boards. Back with more from Las Vegas right after this. We got a little bit more splashy jumpers coming your way.
This Orlando Summer League roster.
We talk about Garza signing a two-way contract. The synergy between the big club and the G League affiliates is so important. Garza with an and one underneath. Score it.
Well, we've seen the jump shot from the perimeter, but that's more like what we saw from Luka Garza in college basketball. Watch the effort right here. Teskey is drawn away from the basket because of the switch out, and Dowden doesn't have a chance to keep him off the glass.
Garza collegiately was a 71% free throw shooter. You would expect a little bit better from a guy that shot 40. Big time post up underneath. Everything but the bucket for Orlando. Teskey couldn't convert. Lee quickly. Good look inside. Yep. Garza had it knocked away out of bounds. It'll be Orlando hiring him now, Fred.
Yeah, not professional contracts, 2 lottery picks.
Yeah. Here's Lee on the break.
All those haters, right?
Yeah.
All those haters. Hey, you know what? You notice, Mark, they're great kids.
Yes, they are.
They're great kids.
Speaking with Jay Triano, assistant coaches Garza tips it in for the Pistons.
To offer him a scholarship.
Here he is, forcing the Pistons' hand. Perhaps a roster spot is in his future.
He gave me a lot of nightmares watching those teams in those games. If I could have had a heart attack at like 12, I could have had it because of Amp Lee in those squads.
Yeah.
But they'll be back.
It's a game as a backup point guard and putting all that work in the offseason to work, Mark.
Garza, but fouled. And
Alex Martins has done a tremendous job of bringing in Jeff Weltman and John Hammond.
Tell me that he thinks that Caruso is an elite defender. Pickett. Lee with 5 on the shot clock. Good switching defense by the Magic. Garza. And his mid-range no good, out of bounds off